The most important one is that we've got the same image at the top of every page. I look at product 1, I look at product 2, I look at product 3, and on all of those pages it's got a growth hacking image, the guy in the suit being lifted up by the balloons. So let's go fix that because it's going to show us a couple of interesting things. So what we need to do, that image is actually in the layout. So if you look at the app, if you look under the app, under views, layouts, application.html, you'll see that we've got the image tag hard coded here to always be the learn growth hacking image. So let's just remove that and confirm that when we go back to Chrome, now the image is gone and it's all kind of messed up. So let's fix that. What we want is a way, let's copy this, but I need to be able to tell Rails that I want to yield, I want to give this over so that the individual page templates can decide what content to put here. And I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to say this is head because this is going to have some header content. That seems reasonable. Now what I have to do is let's first work on the product detail page. So that's the product show. And we want this, but we want to describe it as content for, and then in this case, the head. And I'm going to enter that, and I'm going to have to end. And then within those two, I can now put my image tag. And let's just get rid of some of these indents. That's a little tight. There we go. Now, this should be bringing us, at least on the product detail pages, this should now be bringing us the image back. But it's not showing us the image. So let's see what's going on. If we go, in fact, back into the application.html.erb, we're going to see exactly what it is. We're not outputting the contents of the yield. So that's why this equal sign is so important here. And now if we put that equals there so that we are outputting the contents of the yield, just like we did here for the main yield, for the main kind of content for the page, go back to our browser, refresh the page, and there we go. We've now got our image back. The next thing we want to do is make our image change. So let's see how we can do that. Let's look here at the show.html.erb, and this should be pretty straightforward. We want to have this header image wants to be replaced by the appropriate image name. So let's have a look. We've got the application has some assets that include images, and there is header analytics, header copywriting, header growth hacking, header image. Well, this looks very much like the code we were looking at before in our product.rb. Remember how we created a thumbnail image name, which was product dash this thing? So I wonder if we could create a header image name. And I'm going to start by cutting and pasting and replacing product with header and see how close this gets us. Then of course we need to use this header product name. So instead of the image tag being this, we can just give it a variable name. There we go, header image name. We need to fix the alternate text, but not just yet. But this header image name needs to be the header from the product we're working with. So let's put that in the product header image name and see what we get. So we'll go to product 3, analytics crash course, product 2, copywriting crash course, and product 1, growth hacking crash course. That's looking pretty good. So there's only one thing that concerns me about it though, which is I cut and paste a bunch of code. It works okay in this product, but it feels to me like there is some kind of shared code here that we could leverage. So what I might actually do is take just this part, and I'm going to def image name end, and I'm going to say that in general terms the image name is something like this, right? It's the title.split.slice.whatever. And then what I can do is I can now substantially simplify my code in the other two places, because now it's just the product dash image name.png and the header dash image name.png. Wasn't strictly necessary, but especially if we ever have to change this logic, it's now much, much easier to work with. So let's just save that. And let's make sure it's still working, that I didn't break anything. Go to page 1, product 2, and product 3. And there we go. We've got the 3 different images showing for the 3 different pages. The only thing that we also have though is that if I just go to the product list page, now we don't have an image at all. So that's the only thing that I'm going to have to do. I'd probably need to get another image from Chris for this, but for now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in, I'm going to find, I like this code, but I'm going to go back to what it used to be, because I can't remember there, it used to be called header image. So there we go. I'm going to take this header image code and I'm going to put that in the necessary layout. So for the index page, I'm just going to put, I'm going to have to actually put the whole section. So I'm going to need this whole content for thing going on there. And there we go. If I have the content for, and then if I end that, I should now have some content on the product list page. And this should be something else. Instead of learn growth hacking, it should be maybe check out our courses. Seems reasonable. Go, oops, our courses, save that. I'm going to open up Chrome, make sure the products list. Okay, so this probably isn't the right image, but at least it's an image. That will do for now. And then each one of the product pages now displays what I want. And maybe just to clean it up just a little more, let's just make sure that on the product pages, rather than saying learn growth hacking, it should be learn, and then we want to put in the product title. So we want to say we want to learn something like the product title. So that's kind of what we want, right? That's the string that we want to have there. And the only thing we need to do is make that into a variable. So to make sure this is interpolated, we need to make it double quotes instead of single quotes. So let's give that a try. And we'll go look at this in Chrome and see what happens when I look at a particular page. I view source and I want to find where it says learn. And now it says learn copywriting monthly. And of course we could, if we didn't want the monthly there, we could use that old array trick we were using earlier to just split and remove that word. But I think learn copywriting on a monthly basis seems like okay alternate text. So I think we're in a good space. It's time now to save this to Git. So let us go into our terminal window and check our Git status to see what we have. Again, a bunch of just different changes, but what we're really going to do is capture the intent of those changes. And the main intent here, let's just add these and commit them with a message, is that we wanted to add a product, a dynamic, so pulled from the database, a dynamic product detail page functionality. So adding dynamic product detail pages, make sure our Git status is clear. And now we're in good shape. The one thing we really want to do to finish off this multiple products functionality is get the flows working. Let's go back into Chrome and look at the /products page. And at the moment, they're all kind of pointing to this product-detail page, which doesn't exist. So that's no good. So let's go into a text editor and fix that. And here where we have, so we are on the views, and within the views, we're on the product views, and specifically we're on the index page that shows the list of all the products. And instead of this product-detail.html, there's a number of ways of writing this, but basically we want to put a variable. And one of the ways of describing it is to say the product path for this product. So this is going to be the path for this variable product, which is whatever product we're using now. And if we were to go look at that and refresh the page, now you can see in the bottom left-hand corner that it mouse over this as product 1, product 2, product 3. So as we click on each one, we now have the ability to go through and go to each product.